Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, coming your way with a very controversial review / rant of the 2003 Richard Curtis romantic comedy Love Actually, which is not only written by him, but this was also his directorial debut, and he later went on to direct two more movies, that being 2009's The Boat That Rocked and About Time last year. And this also features an all-star, A-list cast consisting of the likes of Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Colin Firth, Linney, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, Keira Knightley, Martine McCutcheon, she of EastEnders fame, Bill Nighy, Rowan Atkinson, as well as a few other famous names, which, if I can remember, Billy Bob Thornton, Kris Marshall from My Family, Joanna Page from Gavin and Stacey, Thomas Sangster, who later went on to appear in the first Nanny McPhee movie alongside Emma Thompson and Colin Firth, Martin Freeman, he of The Office, Sherlock and The Hobbit fame, Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead, I believe, who else? Chiwetel Ejiofor, who most recently won a BAFTA for his role in 12 Years a Slave. The plot of this movie, I'm going to actually read out the blurb on the back of this DVD, which reads like this. From the makers of Notting Hill and Bridget Jones's Diary comes the ultimate romantic comedy. This blockbuster film includes a fantastic all-star cast, which I've just read out, and an outstanding soundtrack. The hilarious Love Actually explores the ups and downs of relationships in the weeks building up to Christmas. Boyfriends and girlfriends, husbands and wives, fathers and sons, and rock stars and managers all combine to make Love Actually not just one story, but 10 very different ones. Because if you look hard enough, you will find love actually is all around. Now, what did I think of Love Actually? Do I love it as much as everyone seems to? Sorry to burst anyone's positive bubble, but no, I just didn't. I'm gonna get a few good things that I like about the film out of the way before I explain why I don't like this film that much. the film is very well made for a start. The cinematography is decent, I guess. The acting from everyone involved is great, is frickin' great. What else? I think that's it, really, because everything else about this film I have a major problem with. The screenplay, Richard Curtis's screenplay is quite choppy, is quite choppy, not that well written, which is a shame because I like Richard Curtis, and I know he's better than this. The characters aren't given enough development. Some of the stories are completely pointless and go absolutely nowhere, while the rest are just as predictable as you can get. Richard Curtis, I do admire his ambition and his noble intentions to make this film and to make this set of different stories and try to interlink them, but it just didn't work out in the end. And it shows in his direction, and also the editing is a mess, and also the editing is a shocking mess because the music by Scottish composer Craig Armstrong is surprisingly generic and just almost non-existent, and really and another problem that I have with this film is pretty much the same problem I had with the last movie I reviewed, which was The Holiday, in that it is the bloated length. I mean, this movie is only 2 hours and 9 minutes, which of course is only a minute shorter than The Holiday was. But this time around, instead of feeling angry that feeling really angry that I wasted an awful amount of my time on this film, I just felt bored, really. I just felt bored senseless. I mean, this movie could have done with, I think this movie could have done with about half an hour being taken out, because if so, I wouldn't have been as mind-numbingly bored with this film than I was with The Holiday. Anything else I want to say about this film before it leaves my memory? No, not really. Overall, it's not one of the worst films I've ever seen. It's not one of the worst films I've ever seen. I mean, I have seen worse, but I do think that this is one of the most awfully overrated movies I've ever seen. If you are a Richard Curtis fan and want to watch this film and love it, be my guest. I mean, I'm not stopping you, but this is just my opinion. I know I'm gonna get an awful lot of hate mail and scathing comments about my opinion on this film, but this is part of my job. I review something, I give out an opinion, and all you've got to do is try and respect that opinion, and all I can say is please go into this film with an open mind. Go and make your own. Go and make your own opinions about this film. You know, just love it for all I care. I mean, I'm not stopping you. I'm not stopping you from loving this film. You can love this film all you want, but this is my opinion. This is only my opinion, and I just didn't like this film all that much. Now I'm going to conclude by saying that that I'm going to be at least generous with my rating, even though I don't like this film that much, and I'm going to say about 3.5 out of 10. And, you know, all that's left to say about this film is Richard Curtis, if you're watching this, I like you, man, and I know you are better than this. And I do give you credit for your ambition and your noble intentions for wanting to make this movie. But quite frankly, my friend, it didn't work. It didn't work. You just messed it up. And with that said, fuck this movie. Now, feel free to leave a comment on this in the section below and let me know your thoughts on Love Actually. Do you love it? Do you hate it? And yeah, do you love it? Do you love it or do you hate it? What do you think of Richard Curtis and his work in general? Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And until my next video, which is going to be a review of the 2011 adaptation of Jane Eyre, starring Mia Wasikowska and Michael Fassbender. Do take care, everyone, and goodbye.